Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you by the hand and we're going to be going step by step, showing you how to draft a female trouser pattern with a CAD pattern drafting software called SEAMLY2D, which by the way is completely free. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Enorita James, and in my channel, I take you by the hand and I show you how to transit from manual dress pattern drafting to digital pattern drafting, completely free. And in this video, we are going to be drafting a trouser block for females. From this trouser, you can do any kind of style. So it will take time and patience for you to ensure that you take your measurements well and then draft this trouser block. There are a lot of videos online on how to draft a female trouser, but there are very few videos that actually show you how to draft it digitally using a completely free CAD pattern drafting software. If that is what interests you, then stay tuned and let's get to our SEAMLY2D and start drafting these trouser patterns. Now, these are the measurements you need. Very few measurements when you want to draft a female trouser. You need your waist to ankle, you need your crotch depth, which I'm going to show you how to measure. You need your front hip arc. Your front hip arc is the distance between your center front to your side seam. Distance between your center front to your side seam at the widest part of your hip. That is your front hip arc. The back hip arc is the distance from your center back to your side seam at the widest point of your hip. And of course, your waist arc is the center front to your side seam, and the back waist arc is your center back to your side seam. So those are the measurements you need for your female trouser. This is how to measure your crotch depth. So you just sit on a chair, measure from your waist to that chair. That is your crotch depth. So having said that, let's go and let's start with our SEAMLY2D. But before I do that, if you are just coming across this my video and you want to learn CAD pattern drafting, you need to start from the basics, because if you look at that video, you might not be able to understand a lot of things. This is my YouTube channel. If you scroll down from this video you're watching, or any of my videos, if you go to more, and then you scroll down, you'll come to where I have my playlists. And the very first one, SEAMLY2D free CAD pattern drafting software. To take you to this playlist, this is the playlist. I have over 26 videos where I explain how you can use SEAMLY2D, how you can use the SEAMLY2D tools, how you can download SEAMLY2D, up to how you can draft your basic blocks, including your sleeve blocks. Everything that has to do with SEAMLY2D, how you can draft simple blouses with SEAMLY2D. So it's rich and it's a lot. And this is something that people pay to learn. So if you're really interested in transiting from manual pattern drafting to digital pattern drafting, you have all the resources right here. So now let's continue with the video. This is my SEAMLY2D. Once you open SEAMLY2D, it's normally blank like this, nothing is activated. So you need to start a brand new pattern block. And to do that, you go to File, you go to New, and this little box pops up. We are going to label our pattern, and we are creating a female We are creating a female trouser pattern. Female trouser pattern, and it's in centimeters. If you want it in inches, you can also do that. It depends on your measurement set. If you do not know how to input your measurements or the measurements of your customers on SEAMLY2D, go through my playlist. I have a dedicated video on how you can create measurement sets. So once you've done that, just click on OK and this comes out. As you can see, this is quite, it's too big. It's too big, so I need to reduce it. Come here and just reduce it a little. Don't want it to be so big like that. If not, it will be covering up your pattern. Okay. Now you've created a new pattern block. You need to load your measurement, because without loading a measurement, you cannot do anything. So you come to measurement. I'm going to be loading multi-size. Watch my playlist to know the difference between how to create individual measurements and how to create multi-size measurements. I have some multi-size. I'll start with 32 to 36, EU size 32 to 36, and I'll open it. So whatever I'm doing now is going to be EU size 32. I'll come down here, put it at size 32. So all the measurements for size 32 that I've already put in my measurement set is what I'm going to be using to create this trouser pattern. So very first thing we need to do, of course, is to do the length of the trouser, that is the waist to the ankle. So you just click on these two, click on that, and draw it, click, and this comes out. And remember, when you're going down, it's 270. And then you go to FX, where I'm going to be looking for that measurement. Remove this one, and I'm looking for, I think it's height. Height, waist, side. That is what you will find in SEAMLY2D. Height, waist, side. That is from your waist to your ankle. And that is the centimeters, 91.38 centimeters. Then I'm going to hit on OK. I'm going to hit on apply. So you see now, that is my waist, not my own, but that for somebody that is a 32, size 32, that is the waist ankle length for the female trouser. If you want it to fit, you can click on fit. You want it to zoom in a little so that you can see everything. And then put this on. Increase that so that you see your points A and A1. So the first thing we are going to be measuring is our crotch depth. In SEAMLY2D, there's nothing like crotch depth. What you find is the rise length. That's the way they call it. So we are going to be using this tool. We are going from point A. See, it is coming down. We end at point A1. Change this to A1. And then FX, we are going to be looking for rise. I think it's rise something. Rise length side sitting. That's what they call it. Then we are going to be adding 3/4 of an inch to that. That will be plus 1.91. That is 3/4 of an inch in centimeters. I hope I'm correct. And we are going to click on OK, apply. OK. So that's our A2. So now we're going to get our hip depth. And to get that is going to be 1/3 of this between A2 and A. So let's create our hip depth. So we're going to be using this tool. We're going to be going from here to here. Please check it. The first point is A2. Always check this to be sure. Second point is A. It's going from down up for us to form that hip depth. As I said, it's 1/3 of this distance. So let's go to, let me shift this here. 1/3 of A2 to A, or A to A2. So we'll go to FX, we'll look for AA2. So we'll go to line length. This is AA2, click on it, and I said it's 1/3 of it, so we just divide it by 3. And then we click on OK, we click on apply, and we click on OK. So that's it. That's our hip depth. Now let's get our knee. Knees is halfway between this and this, plus 1 inch. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So because of that, we are going to be using this tool that divides the line into 2 equal parts. So we click on it, we come here, A1 and A2, yes, divided by 2, then plus 2.54. Apply, and then OK. So that is our knee depth. So we have our basic lines now ready. We have our crotch, we have our hip depth, we have the waist here, we have the knee, and of course the ankle. So now we are going to square this out. This part is going to be the back part of our trouser. This part will be the front part. So let's square to the back part. And to do that, we are going to be using this tool right here. So click on the tool, going to click here. And remember, we are doing it to the left, so just click there. That line comes out. So what's the length of this? That is going to be your hip arc back. So we are now going to FX. We are going to look for hip arc half back, this one. Now we are going to do OK. We are going to apply it. We are going to do OK. So that is the back of our hip. As you can see, it's a dotted line. We have to make it a full line. So I'll just go to line. Where's our line? Line. Click on this. Just make it a full line. So I'm now going to do the same thing for the waist, the same line, the same length for this waist and for the crotch. So to do that, I'm going to use this particular, I think it's this one. I'll use this one. I'll just click here, come down here. This is where I want. Click there. And then I'll use it again. I'm going to click there again. I'll go up here and click there. So we have our lines. So I need to make it full lines. Just like I did the first one, we just go to line, convert them all to lines. Convert them all to lines. So good, now we have all the lines. What we need to do now is to mirror the same thing to the front part. So now we're going to mirror to the front part, and we'll now go to operations, and I'm going to be mirroring by, I think mirror by axis. Now all these tools, I taught you how to use them when you go through my SEAMLY2D playlist. So try and go through SEAMLY2D playlist. So click on this, please click your control, click on this, and then click somewhere, click on this, control, click on this, and then press on enter. And then, yes, that is what I want my suffix to be called. And there you have it there. That's the point. That is the reflection of this same line. So I'll do the same thing for this one, the same thing for this one, and then we'll continue from there. I have drawn all our lines, as you can see now. The next thing I'm going to do is to actually create the point where the crotch curve is going to start on the back and where it's going to start in the front part of the female trouser. I forgot to mention that I'm using Helen Joseph Armstrong's pattern drafting book to do this. I'm using her method. Most of my pattern drafting that you see, I'm using Helen Joseph Armstrong. And it is a pattern drafting book I, you know, advise for you to buy if you want to really learn digital pattern drafting because it's so clear and simple. And when you use it, even if you want to use it for manual pattern drafting, it's very clear. So that's that. If you want to buy it, I have a link below this video. It is an Amazon affiliate link. So if you want to buy it, you can click the link and purchase one for yourself because that is what I'm using. Let me show you now. That's it. That's the book. That's what I'm using to do draft. That's what I use for most of my drafting. Okay, so let's continue. Let's find the point, and to do that, we are going to find the midpoint between A7 and A6, and the midpoint between A6, A1, and A7, A3. And that we know is very easy. We know what the particular tool we use. We use this tool for midpoint. So we click on that, and I'm going to click on A7 to A6, half of it, and I'll say apply and OK. So that's A8 right there. I'll do the same thing for the front part, that is between here and here, half of it, and I'll click on OK. So now we have the point where our curve is going to start. Now let's do the extension of the crotch for the back and extension for the front. You know the extension for the back is normally longer than the extension for the front. So extension for the back is this distance, crotch distance between A6 and A2, A1 divided by 2. So we're going to extend this line by this to this divided by 2. How are we going to do that? I'm going to do it like, so I think I will use this and I'll start from here to here, and I'm going to go to FX. First point is A2. I'm going to go to FX and I'm going to go to line length, and we are looking for A2 to A6. So let me look for A2, A6, this one. So it's going to be A2, A6 plus A2, A6 again. So I'm going to put it in open and close commas because you know we are going to divide it by 2. And I try to be so slow with this so that if you're really interested in learning this, you won't have any problem. So, so it's going to be this line A2, A6 plus line A2, A6 divided by 2. That's going to be the length of that line now. So I'm going to do OK. I hope I'm correct. OK. And we're going to apply. And we're going to do OK. So you see the extension here, A10. So this line is extending up to here. And of course, I'm going to join the two, or join it from here to make it a full extension. Then for the front, it's going to be this line, this length of the line divided by 4. That's what we're going to add as the crotch extension for the front part of our trouser, female trouser pattern. So I'll just do the same thing. I will use this one. I'll go from A2, A1, A6, A1, and I'm also going to go to line length, and I'm going to be looking for A2, A1 to A6, A1. Let's look for A2, A6, A1. Let me be sure. What am I looking? Okay, it's A2 to A6, A1. Okay, A2 to A6, A1. I think I saw it. A2 to A6, A1. I saw it somewhere. Yeah, this one. So A2 to A6, A1 plus the same thing again. We are going to put a bracket there, just like we did the first time. Put a bracket there, put a bracket here, and then we are dividing by 4. Okay, so that's okay. Apply, okay. And that's the extension here, A11. So you see, so when you're curving, you curve from here to meet here and from here to meet here. That's how you get your curve. Very perfect fitting curve if you just follow what I'm doing. The reason we need to spend so much time on this is because this is what we are going to use to create all kinds of trouser styles. So you need to create this trouser block very well. Take your time, create it very well so that when you're deriving other styles from it, it will not be a big problem. Now we're going to create the darts for the back part and the front part of our female trouser. I'm going to show you how to do it for the back part, and then I'll create the front part and maybe later explain to you what I did, because it's essentially the same method. There are no two ways about it because the video is getting too long. I don't want it to be so long. So first of all, this is the waist. Remember, this is our waistline for our female trouser. So first, we are going to use this tool. We're going to shift this A7 by 1.91 centimeters. That's about 3/4 of an inch. So we are going to be going from A7 to this one, and then we are going to write 1,91. We are going to do okay. So that's it there. Then we are going to now measure from there. We'll measure the waist arc for the back. We use the same tool, and then we are going to go from this A12 to here, and we're going to go to FX, and we're going to look for waist arc back. So just scroll down and look for it. So that's it, waist arc half back. And we're going to add, remember we're going to dart it. There's going to be 2 darts. So we're going to add it, make up for that dart we are going to remove. So that's going to be plus 2 1/4 inches, and 2 1/4 inches 5.71 centimeters. So that will be plus 571 centimeters. Is going to be okay. I'm going to apply that. I'm going to do okay. Now it's almost at the point here. It's almost at the same points here. I have expanded it and made this bold so that you can see that's the space we have remaining. So this here from here, A12 to this A13, that is the back waist arc, including the darts we are going to take. So now let us create the darts. To create the first leg is going to be from this point to this point, and that is going to be about 3 inches away from this side, from this center seam. It's going to be 3 inches away. So I'm going to take that's about 7.42 centimeters. So the same tool we are going to use from A12, and I'm going to get 7.42. And the dart is going to be 1 centimeters. So the same tool again, as I said, you see there's really nothing to it. So the same tool there, I'm going to use this. So here, I'm going to be using 1 centimeter is 2.54. 1 inches is 2.54 centimeters. 1 inch. Then the distance between the two dots is going to be 3.18. 3.18. That's about 1 1/4 inches. And of course, another 1 inch again to form the second dot. So of course we now find the midpoint here, and then the length of the back dart is 4.5 inches. That's about 11.43 for both. So that's all there. I'll quickly do that, and then we know that we are done with the darts at the back. And then I also do the darts at the front. First, I'm going to put the front waist arc, and then I'll create the darts, and then we'll continue from there. This is what it looks like now. Yeah, I know it looks complicated, especially if you're new to this, but I've just done the darts for the back. If you can see, the darts for the back is longer. The dart for the back is about 11.4 inches, 11.4 centimeters. That's about 4.5 inches. While the dart for the front is about 3 inches. So that's just a big difference. And then here, I've lifted up the waist by 1/4 of an inch at the back, and then brought it down here by 1/4 of an inch by the front. Then all I did is to draw the line from the waist. This will be the side seam from here to meet where it comes down at the front, and from here where it comes up at the back to meet where the waist is. So what we are going to do now, we are going to be drawing the curve, and it's going to start from this point A22 for the back, pass through this A8, pass through here, and end here. The same thing here, we're going to start from here where it comes down, pass through the A9, pass through here and here. Incidentally, this line here, this here is 1.5 inches, and this for the back is 2 inches. So that's about 5.1 centimeters and 3.8 centimeters. So to do that curve, you just come to the curve here, and I'm going to just use this one. These other ones are always too busy. So I'll start from here, come here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll go to curve again. I'll just start from here to here. And then I'll just curve it. Just draw that to curve it well. And I'm going to get the one here. There's supposed to be a handle here. The second handle. That's the second handle. So I'll just use that one to also adjust it to pass through there. Good. So we have our curve for the back. And I think I will just give it a color. I'll give it a red color or a pink. Let me give it a pink color. Apply. Okay. I'm going to give the line instead of this one. That's the one I want to give a color. What color will I give it? Let me give it green color. I think so. Good. So I'm going to do the same curve for the back, starting from here 23, and we'll end here 11. And I'll do the same thing. Let me shift this. I'll do the same thing. That's to pass through this A9. And then the second one, that's to sit on that right there. So that's it. Now let me remove this so that we look at it very well. Come to this place, click on it. So that is what our trouser is looking like. That is what it is looking like. So what I'm going to do, I'll through the darts, and then in the next section we'll just draw our legs to form the trouser. Now before I draw the legs, let us first of all create a grain line. We are going to create a grain line, and to do that we are going to find the midpoint between A10 and A2 and between A2, A1 and A11. And we know the particular tool to use. That one is very easy. That's the midpoint. Then we'll do the same for the front part. So that's the midpoint. So we're going to square it out. And I think, which one do I use now? Let me see, is it this one? We'll square it out again, up. This one. Good. So that's it. So we have this straight line, and I will just, that is the grain line. So I will just make a line. The line will start from here. And will end at here. So we have our grain line for the front. I'll simply do the same thing for the back. Now we have our grain lines. Let me bring this out. We have our grain line. So it is from this grain line now, we'll now measure the ankle. So whatever your ankle width is, normally, basically, it should be 4 inches on both sides for the front, 4.5 on both sides for the back. So I'll just do 4 inches, 4 inches, 4.5, 4.5. And then we are going to be using this point tool. I'll just go from here to here. And I just need supposed to be 360. And then here, 4 inches, I have to convert it to centimeters. That should be 4 times 2.54. That is 10.2. So that will be 10.2 centimeters. Okay. And I'll do the same thing to this side. $180. So that's it. So we'll just do that's it for the front. Do the same thing for the back, but for the back it will be 4.5 inches, 4.5 inches. And then I will just draw from here straight to here, and from here with a curve to here. The same thing from here with a curve to here, and from here straight to here. I've gone ahead to join all my T's and dot all my I's. So what I've done now, I have joined here to here with a curve. This is what I used, this particular one, to just join A6, A1 to A41, and also to put, create the ankle for the back. As I said, the difference between the back and the front is 1/2 inch. So it depends on you how you want the width of your trouser pattern to be. But basically, for front is 4 inches here, 4 inches here, that is 8 inches, 4.5 here, 4.5 here, that is 9 inches. Remember, it's half, so that should be 18 here, and this should be 16 all round. So that's it. The only thing left now, and then I've gone ahead to do the curve, this curve here, from the waist here to meet at this point. Remember this point where the curve starts, and of course the curve for the back too. I've done that. So that is it. What is remaining now is to um, create our knee point right here. So all we have to do is just extend this line to reach here and this line to reach here. This is not the full line. I have to make it a full line first. Let's make it a full line. Okay, so all we have to do now is to go to point, go to this particular one. I think it should be from, no, I think it should be this one. And this one. And that should be 360. 360, and then FX, we are going to be looking for line. We're going to be looking for A46 to A45. We'll go to line length. We're looking for A46, A45. Let's remove this. I will click on OK. OK. So that's it. So it's equal. So this is our knee. You can make it one line by just drawing a line from A46 to A49. So it's one full line signifying the knee area. Just do the same thing for this one. As you can see, they're all simple things, just use line, use curve. That is why I just decided to do it. This is A47 to A48. Because this video is getting too long. So that's it. That is it. Believe me, with that, we've come to the end of this our video. To totally see how this looks like, just remove all the numbers and that is it. That is our trouser, female trouser pattern. That is the simplest way you can generate your female trouser pattern. Believe me. That's it. Very beautiful. So try your hands on this and let me know if you have any challenges. Drop your comments below and I will answer you as soon as possible. Whatever questions you have for SEAMLY2D, drop your comments. And whatever videos you want me to actually, carry out with SEAMLY2D, let me know. Or any other CAD pattern drafting software that you want me to do a video on. Drop your comments below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Till my next video.